Maternity services today are based on choice, based on giving people as much as midwives can and supporting them in an important stage of their life.
It's about really mapping patient journey, women's journeys from being pregnant to having their baby, make sure that we've got the right risk assessments in place and that women are cared for in the right place by the right people with the right skills.
For myself as a community midwife, patients can expect to be treated individually. I will care for them fairly and I'll give them choice and support any decision they make.
It's about making sure our services are built around the needs of the women. So I'm doing lots of work now with the staff and the service users to look at evaluating our current services, what we do well and building on those, and also identifying what we need to improve. So it's really open and transparent with women to say that we can actually meet what they need.
We offer lots of classes in education antenatally so that people are prepared for the birth and can have the birth they desire based on what they've learnt.
It's about preparation for pregnancy and labour and birth, and I strongly believe that adequate and appropriate education prepares women for birth.
There's extra things like hypnobirthing that we offer, pregnancy yoga, aromatherapy, and finding obviously it's getting more developed, like the alternative therapies that are available for pregnant women.
And women who are relaxed and confident in a supportive environment do better. They have less need for analgesia, less interpartum transfers and have a better birth experience, and that's for me what it's about.
So looking forward to things that we want to develop is we know that we've had an issue with continuity of care antenatally for the ladies at the surgeries. Some surgeries it's great, the women will see the same midwife predominantly all the way through. Other surgeries it has been a little bit hit and miss, and that's been due to a lot of factors, you know, sickness, staff changing, staff retiring.
So it's about, again, focusing on ways that we can look at models of care where we can concentrate on providing that continuity, that named midwife and that continuity, not just between midwives, but also other healthcare professionals. So making sure that within the organisation, if women need to be referred to obstetricians, that again, they see continuity, because women tell us that it's the conflicting information which causes distress and anxiety.
So that instead of seeing 6 midwives antenatally, that's probably a bit excessive, they will see a maximum of 2 or 3 midwives, so that continuity stays. And that is particularly important with the complex ladies, so ladies with complex health conditions or safeguarding issues, that handover from midwife to midwife is there so things don't get missed.
Hi, I'm Katie and this is Mark and Mikey, and we've got 2 older children, Kaylee who's 10 and William who's 6.
Hi, I'm Nicola Ashworth and this is Timothy, and Timothy is 9 weeks tomorrow.
Okay, so Mikey being our 3rd baby, we'd had the first 2 in hospital, absolutely fine, but I just thought, I knew he was going to be my last child and I wanted to experience sort of every aspect of pregnancy and birth, so I decided to have a home birth.
I was thinking of having a home birth. I heard it a lot in the news at the time. But mostly because I'm a single mom and I wanted to settle the family down as smoothly as could be possible for everyone's sake. Yeah,
the midwives really sort of advocated it. They were all for it. They were very supportive. They were supportive of either option, but you know, some people don't feel comfortable going and having a baby at home. They'd rather be in the hospital. But Helen, my midwife, was all for it, and yeah, just more than happy for me to go ahead and do it at home.
I can't really think of anything from the home birth that I would change. I think very positively on it, and there's so many crazy funny moments that just to share them would be embarrassing, but at the same time really, really funny. But I'm not gonna.
I wouldn't want anything to have gone differently. I thought the support that we got throughout the whole day, not just the birth and when you're actually in labour, throughout the whole day, the support was fantastic.
As Kate rightfully explained, the whole support, the girls that came were absolutely, yeah, you know, Bernie, Denise and Helen were great. I mean, you'd say the aftercare, Kate's, all the support that Kate got, and it was very personal for her.
Helen is such a wonderful woman very well experienced, very well trained, has a knowledge of pain I could never interpret or deal with. I couldn't break through those barriers quite like she does, with the distractions she had around her as well, my friends and next in line, you know, a manager and things. And also training on the spot at the time, and then passing that, the very moment, the very intense, raw moment of joy for everyone is Timothy, or, you know, or your baby coming into the world. And she passed that hands-on experience to the lovely woman she was training up so well. And she caught my boy in her hand. She was the first to hold him, and she did it really well. Yeah, so obviously I want to thank her as well.
I think the options, you've got to have an option. At the end of the day, it's the family. Like, it's not just the woman that's going through it. But I couldn't imagine being told you have to go into hospital and you have to have your baby in hospital and you have to stay in for 3 days or 1 day or 5 days. And you know, it's every single person's an individual, and every birth and labour is completely different.
For me, it's about giving options, working together and joining services together to make it sustainable.
I think we've got to think differently and we've got to work differently. It would be lovely if we were living in the times of the Call the Midwife, where you saw the same midwife and everything worked as it did, but it doesn't. You know, women's lives are very complex now, families are complex, there's ever increasing roles for the midwife, so more and more we're involved in the social side of things as well. And I think we've got to change.
I think we really need to, as midwives, listen to women's voices, because they're the drivers, they're the strength that will push the profession forwards. We've got an active maternity service liaison committee, and at the moment we've got 2 user representation, and we'd like to have more, because for us a successful MSLC works because it's driven by the women. And as midwives, sometimes we are challenged by finances and we've got restrictions within the NHS, but with women's voices we've become so powerful that we can make a difference, and we can make the changes together. And I think that's, for me, what's really important.
But the experience is really a big part of what we want women to take away, a really positive experience.
It's going to be challenging, and I think nobody comes into any job, and especially a consultant midwife post, not thinking they're going to be challenged. But challenge is good, and I think we need to be challenged, because then we'll be courageous and make a difference.